If Bluey feels a little too perfect, that's because it's distracting you from a trail of missing memories, emotional landmines, and unresolved ghost stories. 1. A name lost to the sky. Before Bluey and Bingo, there was someone else. In subtle hints across the series, it's clear Chili and Bandit lost a baby before Bluey was born. That's why Bluey is called a rainbow baby. But here's where it gets eerie. What if his name was just Blue? Think about it. Same naming pattern, same color theme, same letter B stitched on belongings. When tragedy struck, they kept everything. Then came Bluey. To honor the one who never got to play, they added a Y. It's sweet, sad, and quietly chilling when you really think about it. 2. The illness left unnamed. In Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound, Bingo is shown in the hospital resting in bed, but the show never tells us why she's there. It plays like a dream sequence, with songs and fantasy to soften something more serious underneath. Some viewers believe she has celiac disease, hinted by her careful diet in other episodes. Others think it points to a past accident, especially since the family's car goes from 1 car seat to 2 after this moment. Either way, the hospital stay wasn't for a scraped knee. It was something that left a mark, one the show chose to express with music, magic, and a very quiet sense of worry. 3. The hidden struggles behind Rusty's smile. Rusty is one of the most confident, capable pups in the series, but there's something quietly different about his home life. His house looks much smaller and less updated than the others we've seen. While Bluey and friends live in big homes worth nearly $1 million, Rusty's place sits closer to the $300,000 range. His dad is in the military, which often comes with frequent moves, long absences, and a tighter budget. The show never draws attention to this, but it's hard to ignore. Rusty never complains, never shows jealousy, but his situation hints at something deeper. He may be the show's quietest example of strength, growing up with less, while still standing tall like a true little soldier. The code on the car. If you've ever paused during a driving scene, you might have noticed something strange about the Healer family's license plate. It reads 419HLR. Now, HLR clearly stands for Healer. No mystery there, but what about 419? That's where things get weird. According to some color code charts, 419 matches the bluish-gray tone of Bluey's fur. So not only is the plate a nod to their last name, but it may also be referencing Bluey's literal color code. That's a level of detail most people miss completely. Was this just a clever Easter egg from the animators? Or are the Healers secretly tagging everything they own with clues to their DNA? Either way, it's oddly specific and a little spooky. 5. The Easter that vanished. In one episode, Bluey and Bingo mentioned that the Easter Bunny didn't come last year. Bandit brushes it off by saying the bunny had family problems. That might sound like a silly excuse, but something about the way it's delivered feels off. It's too quiet, too specific. Was something actually wrong in the Hula household? Could it have been tied to a health scare, a forgotten anniversary, or even grief? Maybe Bandit forgot to buy eggs and panicked. Or maybe the Easter Bunny skipped their house for a real reason the kids weren't ready to hear. Whatever the truth is, that missing Easter feels like a cover story waiting to crack. 6. The ear that disappeared. Grandpa Bob has always been a bit of a mystery, but something about his appearance doesn't sit right. Specifically, his ear. In present-day episodes, part of his ear is missing, but in flashbacks like Fairy Tale, it's perfectly fine. There's no mention of an accident, no funny story, no explanation at all. Just one day. Gone. Did something happen during his long disappearance from the family? Was it a surgery, a fight, or something we're not supposed to know? It's a small detail, but the show clearly kept it in for a reason. One way or another, Grandpa Bob lost more than time. He lost a piece of himself, and nobody's talking about it. 7. The Brandy switch-up. In Fairy Tale, Bandit tells a story about meeting a girl as a kid who wore a superhero costume. He calls her a princess and suggests it was Chili. Sweet, right? Not so fast. In Showtime, when Bluey asks how her parents met, Chili says it was in London. She doesn't remember the childhood meeting at all. But what if it wasn't her? What if the girl Bandit met all those years ago was actually Brandy, Chili's sister? That would explain the missing memory, the awkward tension between them, and why Brandy kept her distance for so long. If that's true, then Bandit may have fallen for the wrong sister first, and no one ever said a word. 8. Indy's anti-snack agenda. In the Markets episode, Indy politely turns down a hot dog, saying the sauce has chemicals. Later, she refuses a candy apple because it has sugar. She doesn't throw a tantrum or lecture anyone, she just quietly avoids the junk. So, what's going on here? Is Indy allergic to certain ingredients, or is this part of a bigger lifestyle? Her mom definitely gives off strong, natural living, essential oil energy, so it wouldn't be surprising if their whole family skips processed food. It's never explained, but Indy's food choices are oddly strict for someone her age. Whether it's a health condition or homemade kombucha talking, one thing's clear: this kid takes her snacks seriously. 9. The breeder detail. Nobody noticed. Here's something you probably weren't supposed to Google, but did anyway. In real life, red healers, like Chili and her sister Brandy, are known to have more trouble with fertility compared to blue healers, like Bandit. Suddenly, some storylines start making a lot more sense. Brandy's struggle to have kids is clearly shown, but there are also hints that Chili and Bandit may have lost more than one pregnancy. Even Bluey and Bingo being called rainbow babies ties into this. It's a quiet detail the show never points out, but it lines up a little too well. What seems like just dog coloring might actually be grounded in real-world heartache. 10. Socks outgrew her socks. When Socks was little, she wore, well, socks. It matched her name, her look, and probably helped her stand out from the crowd. But as she got older, the socks disappeared, and nobody said a word about it. Now she's walking on two legs, talking like everyone else, and her name makes absolutely no sense. If your entire identity is based on footwear, wouldn't you keep at least one sock around for branding? Maybe it was a visual metaphor for growing up, or maybe the animators got tired of drawing tiny stripes. Either way, Socks ditched her signature look, and no one even asked where her fashion sense went. 11. The forgotten face on the wall. In one of Bluey's early pilot episodes, a strange detail hides in plain sight. A framed portrait in the living room showing a character we've never met. This dog is never named, never mentioned, and completely disappears in the actual series. So, who is this forgotten figure staring from the wall like a family secret nobody talks about? Some believe this was a scrapped character meant to be part of the show. Others think it's an abandoned storyline or an early design of someone who eventually changed. Either way, they left the picture hanging like a ghost from another timeline, quietly watching a show they never got to join. 12. The Cat Conspiracy. Something strange is going on in Bluey's world, and it's not just about magical xylophones or talking fruit. It's the total disappearance of cats. You'll see stuffed kittens, cartoons about cats, even drawings, but not a single real one. Bandit once mentioned a bird getting attacked by a cat, but where is this mystery feline hiding? The show paints dogs and cats as ancient enemies, so maybe the cats were dealt with, or maybe they're hiding, planning something, deep in the Brisbane shadows. Whatever the reason, this is more than a missing pet situation. This is a full-on animal Cold War, and the cats are winning by staying invisible. 13. The Closet of Lies. In a world where no one wears clothes, the healers somehow own a full wardrobe. Shirts, pants, and even laundry baskets exist. But for what purpose? In one episode, Bandit wipes his wet foot on Bluey's green shirt and she flips out. The twist? We've never actually seen her wear that shirt. Or any shirt. Ever. So why do they have clothes in the first place? Are they for show? Are they heirlooms from a forgotten generation of dressed-up dogs? Or is this some sort of fashion rebellion? Either way, the clothes are always there, folded and ready, mocking us with their pointlessness. This mystery is as clean as it is confusing. 14. The Case of the Flying Rugby Ball. There's something suspicious going on with the roof of the healer house. In more than one episode, you can spot a rugby ball mysteriously stuck up there. The weird part is, it's not even the same ball each time. One is orange, another has stripes, and none seem to belong to Bandit. Is someone breaking into their yard just to chuck balls onto the roof? Or has Bandit lost so many that he's stopped trying to get them down? It's oddly specific, annoyingly consistent, and never explained. Either their roof is cursed, or the neighborhood has a secret ball thrower with terrible aim and too much free time. 15th. Nana's Night of Terror. In the episode Double Babysitter, Bluey refuses to let anyone but her parents put her to bed. When she finally explains why, it gets creepy fast. She says Nana Chris once watched something on TV that scared her badly. It messed her up so much that she still has nightmares about it. But the show never tells us what it was. Horror movie? Creepy forest documentary? A cooking show with cursed potatoes? We'll never know. Whatever Nana was watching clearly wasn't meant for little pups. Now Bluey treats bedtime like a survival mission. One late-night viewing, and the damage was done. Thanks, Nana. You may have created a sleep-deprived legend. 16. The Dream Connection. In the episode Sleepy Time, something weird happens. Bluey and Bingo both dream about running across Jupiter. Not just similar dreams, but the exact same setting, same moment, same everything. That's not normal. People don't just sync up their dreams like Wi-Fi. So, how did two pups manage it without even trying? It's either a wild coincidence or something stranger. Could the sisters have some kind of unspoken mental link? Maybe they're connected in a way we can't explain. Or maybe Bluey's house is built on a science fiction wormhole. Whatever the reason, this isn't just cute sibling bonding. It's some next-level psychic mystery hiding behind pajamas and bedtime stories. 17. Socks breaks the pattern. Socks doesn't act like the other pups, and that's been obvious since day one. While everyone else walks upright, talks clearly, and plays pretend, Socks crawls on all fours, growls at people, and sometimes even bites. It's not just a phase. Something about her behavior feels out of step with the rest of the group. Some viewers think she might be showing signs of a developmental delay, or even representing neurodivergence in a subtle way. The show never explains it, and maybe that's on purpose. Whether it's a quiet tribute to real-life kids with differences or just unfinished character design, Socks walks her own path, on all fours, no less. 18. Maynard knows too much. Maynard shows up in Bluey like he's just Grandpa Mort's old buddy, but something about him doesn't add up. He's at Rad and Frisky's wedding like he's part of the inner circle, not just a family friend. Why would someone like Maynard, a gas station owner with no clear link to the main crew, score a wedding invite? One theory says he's actually connected to Rad through the fuel business, since Rad works on an oil rig. Maybe they met at a shady petrol convention. Or maybe Maynard has deeper ties to Frisky, or even Chili. Whatever the truth is, Maynard seems harmless, but might just know more than he's letting on. 19th Bandit's ashtray moment. During the garage sale episode, Bandit pauses in front of an ashtray and stares at it just a little too long. It's not played for laughs, and no one else notices. But we do. Why would a children's show include something like that unless it meant something? No one smokes in Bluey, obviously. But Bandit's quiet moment with the ashtray raises questions. Was it just curiosity? Or is there something he's not telling us? Maybe it reminded him of someone from his past, or maybe he used to sneak out for a puff during nap time. Whatever the reason, this tiny moment smells like more than just secondhand mystery. 20. Long Dog sees everything. Long Dog isn't just a background gag. He's a quiet, stretchy witness hiding in plain sight. One episode has him hanging on a clothesline in pieces. Another hides him among bean stickers on the fridge. He's even tucked inside a pantry jar like some cursed pasta ghost. You're not supposed to notice him, but once you do, you can't unsee him. Why is he always lurking? Is he a joke from the animators? Or something more sinister? Maybe Long Dog is the show's way of reminding us we're being watched by a silent, sausage-shaped sentinel who never speaks, never blinks, and definitely never leaves. Sleep tight, he's probably behind you. 21. The crib that meant more. There's a quiet moment in the sign that's easy to miss but hard to forget. When Chili and Bandit move the crib out of the bedroom, Chili pauses. She doesn't speak, but her face says everything. It's the kind of look that carries weight, too heavy for just one memory. We already know they lost a baby before Bluey, but this moment hints at something more. Combined with the rainbow imagery in episodes like Rain and the emotional tone during Mother's Day, it feels like they may have gone through more than one loss. Nothing is said out loud, but the silence speaks volumes. It's a heartbreak that sits quietly in the background, woven into their story without a single word. 22. The Dragon That Took Marta. In the episode Dragon, young Chili remembers a moment with her mom. A memory soft and short, like something that's fading. The show never names her, but let's call her Marta. She appears only in that dreamlike flashback, and then she's gone. Some viewers believe the dragon in the story isn't just a make-believe beast, but a symbol for something real and painful, an illness, possibly cancer. It's never confirmed, and maybe it never will be, but the metaphor fits. Marta didn't just vanish, she fought something silent, something too big for a pup to understand. And now, the memory lives quietly in Chili's heart, showing up in bedtime stories that mean much more than they let on. And that's a wrap on these strange and secret Bluey moments are hiding in plain sight. From missing cats to mysterious baby names, it's clear this show has layers. But did we actually uncover the biggest mystery of all? Or are we still being played by a cartoon dog? Drop your wildest theory in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing breakdowns.